Hi everyone and welcome for this how to paint quickly sentence Scoot from Claustrophobia. This tutorial is going to be a very quick tutorial that is in the first time to have a quick tabletop minis, easy to play and easy to paint in the same way. Don't hesitate to give me your opinion in comments, and don't hesitate to subscribe to the channel for more video tutorial. So at beginning I primed everything with a spray. I use Monster Brown from Army Painter model, and now I'm going to push all my non-metallic metal parts in uniform gray from Army Painter. I use Raphael 8404 as reference. This is a size 1. Sometimes I use a size 2, and it's very interesting because that's helped me to don't come back to my palettes a lot of time, so that's very useful. As you can see, I use a lot of times the side of my brush to reach a large part of my minis, and in that way it's take me less time to paint and to push all the base on every part. After that step, I'm going to do beginning to use my airbrush to push my highlights. I'm going to use only pro color into my airbrush because it's some color easy to clean. It's more easy for me after that to clean my airbrush, so I use a lot of pro color color. So I'm going to push my highlights on every parts I need. In that case, I use that in the first time on every clauses of the minis, just to push more lights and to make some distinction between the different parts of the mini. Big parts of the mini is in clauses. So I'm going to try to make some distinction between the different kind of clothes. In the same way, I'm going to use some white color to push all my highlights on non-metallic metal. That will help me to create a distinction between my non-metallic metal and my tissues. As you can see, it's just some point of whites, and it's very important to focus on just small parts. Don't hesitate to take a look to my other video. I show some different kind of tips to use your airbrush and some exercise to use your airbrush in the best way you can. So now I'm going to use some mid-brown ink from Army Painter. I'm going to push this ink on some parts just to make some distinction once again between the different tissue I have on the mini. That's going to help me to focus attention on some parts and to make some clear distinction and better. So I'm going to gain a really better visibility on the mini. This is just for a tabletop gaming mini, so very basic paint, but that can be perfect for you to learn and to increase your level to paint some miniatures very quickly. Sometimes it's pretty a good exercise. As you can see, I make the same kind of treatment on the base. Every base on this kind of miniatures is already they are already sculpted, so it's very easy to paint it. After that, I'm going to continue my non-metallic metal effects, and for that I'm going to push more contrasts on my white color, on my gray, and with white color. So it's very important to understand that non-metallic metal come from contrast. So you need to put some white and some black very near to have this kind of effect. Don't hesitate to subscribe to the channel to see more video like that. Don't hesitate to make and to put some comments to give me your opinion, or what do you want to see in the next video. Don't hesitate to take a look to my Patreon page too. And I'm going to I launch a Kickstarter for a book of painting, and you will be able to take it by late pledge on backer kit very soon. As you can see, I push every time I can more contrasts on my edges just by adding more and more white. I will be at Adepticon this year for giving some class and on the booth from Happy Games Factory, so don't hesitate to come to me if you will be there. And I will be, I hope, at Gen Con too. So don't hesitate to come to me, show me your stuff, show me your minis, and I will be. That will be a pleasure for me to give you some advice. As you can see, I push more and more whites, and now I come back with the flesh too I use in my airbrush, and I am going to add in this color some white to push my my lights on the more light tissue. In that way, I try to focus the attention on the tissue we have on the shoulder and on the head. I push a lot of lights on the folds of tissue to make a clear distinction between the two kind of tissue I have on the minis. And now I come back with some black color just to push once again my shadow on all the miniatures. That's very important to create this kind of contrast to have a good non-metallic metal effect. Don't hesitate to try from your side, and really don't hesitate to go out your fear and try every time you can paint, and every time you can use your brush or your airbrush. Don't hesitate to use it in any way you want. That's the best way to evolve, to create, and to make some new things. I continue by push some black all around my base, and I'm going to create a transition on my base by adding some very diluted black on the side, and after that I'm going to come back with just water to push and create some transition. So Claustrophobia is a very dark game, so I'm pretty happy about using very dark color to create this kind of ambience. Now I'm going to use some dark tone from Army Painter to make once again some distinction between some parts. For example, on the different small parts they have in the middle of the minis, and on the foot, for example. I hope you have enjoyed this painting tutorial. Don't hesitate to subscribe to the channel, to follow me on Facebook, Instagram, or become a Patreon directly on the Patreon website. I will push a link into this video. Thanks again for watching, and find the time to paint. See you!